Hello, everybody, and welcome to iHLS Innotech International Conference. In this segment, we'll discuss the future of our infrastructure. We have a very distinguished panel here, and please, ladies and gentlemen, introduce yourselves by way of sitting. Amir, let's start with you.
My name is Amir Livne. I'm a Senior Vice President at Israel Electric Corporation, in charge of all the strategy of the company, the restructure process, and the innovation in IC.
Okay, great to see you here. Ron?
I'm Natanzon, Head of Innovation and Country Branding in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
And Maya?
My name is Maya Calderon. I am a Business Development Manager and Innovation in Matrix Defense.
Okay, we'll keep with first name basis with your permission. David remotely joins us also. Introduce yourself, David Balsar.
Hello, hi, I'm David Balsar. I'm heading Innovation and Ventures with Mekorot, the national water company of the State of Israel.
Great, thank you. So we have water, we have electricity. It doesn't mix, but we'll see what happens. Let's start with you guys, Ron, with the heavy infrastructures. How well do you sleep at night?
I sleep very well, very well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you take?
Just coffee before.
Okay. No worries about cyber attacks? No worries about malfunctions?
It's a constant worry that we have to deal with, both in the normal operation of the network and also in cyber. IC is very highly concentrated in cyber. We have a few special operations. I cannot elaborate all of it, of course, but it's a very special concept and focus of IC that we dealt with it all.
It's a day-by-day thing. You deal with this every
24/7. Yes, monitoring, securing the infrastructure, the IT infrastructure, and the network itself, and the power stations.
How many attacks do you have per hour?
Thousands,
really,
and sometimes millions. Depends on the on the times and. But the most dangerous are the sophisticated attacks and not the mass attack of normal hackers.
Mm-hmm. David, same situation with you with the water?
In terms of cyber?
Yeah.
So yes, cyber is a big issue with water utility. Numbers are quite staggering in terms of attacks and attempts. So we put a lot of attention on cyber as a critical infrastructure. We do have the regulator, the Cyber Authority, and together we're doing quite a lot of efforts in that. I guess we are now considered one of the top water cyber security utility experts. We even invested in a startup company that helps us mitigate the risk, and it's a big thing on our agenda.
And also, you have attacks on a regular basis, hourly basis, every minute.
Give and take 500,000 attacks per year, or something like that.
Okay, so Maya.
Yes.
What are we going to do about that?
I think in every field there is a lot of data which is running around, and there is a big issue of big data. If I look, for example, on transportation, which is a topic which is not mentioned here, we're talking about a very large infrastructure, and we need to defend it. If we look at vehicles, we have vehicles to everything right now. Vehicles starting to communicate with each other. They can communicate with infrastructure, to pedestrian. And there is a lot of information which is going through beyond what we think. And this is really changing the landscape of cyber. There is a lot to deal with.
And the risks involved?
The minute you have a car that can communicate with infrastructure, it means many things. One of the things it means that you don't really need to have infrastructure by the government. They can manage by itself. This is one thing. Another thing, I can take over your car. I can manipulate it. I know who you are. I know where you live. I know everything about you, and I can control your car. And when it will become autonomous car, it will be in distinctive change in our environment.
Right. Ron, I'd like to speak with you about the international angle here. Developing infrastructure, could be a huge benefit internationally.
Yes. So, as we see today, infrastructures are facing a lot of new challenges in water, in electricity, and in these fields, we see the fast-growing population around the world has a lot of needs, and we're facing shortage of water, shortage of electricity, and making these infrastructures more efficient is a challenge in which Israel is a leader and can offer its technology and knowledge to all around the world.
Yeah, every country would like to be innovative, would like to have advanced infrastructure, and that could really improve a lot of international relations.
Yes, innovation and technology are door openers, and we'll see this in different countries that have maybe not so warm relations with Israel. But when we deal in the field of innovation and technology and infrastructure, we'll see a lot of doors opening to Israel.
Right. Amir, electricity companies and power companies, they have been with us for a long time, for ages now. And so talk to us about the change, the transformation from the old kind of electricity manufacturing to what we can and should do today. It's a huge way to go.
Yeah, actually, it's one of the traditional areas of technology, but now we shift. I think what happened in the 90s for personal computing, what happened in the first beginning of the 2000s about communication and what happened in Apple and so on. The 21st century is the century of energy. Because of global warming, all of the technology are running towards renewable energy, smart networks, smart cities, electric vehicles. Even the water companies and now all the desalination is influenced and harnessed by electricity. So everything goes to energy, and all our business is changing dramatically. Consumers are trying to take part in the business, and it will be a major change all around the world.
It's interesting that you've mentioned water, because as we said, electricity and water don't mix, but maybe the technology could mix. I want to ask you, David, can you collaborate on technology between your infrastructure and Amir's here?
Sure. So water, Mekorot in general is the biggest energy consumer in Israel. We consume roughly, I guess, 10% of electricity, which accumulates roughly to 1 billion Israeli shekels per year. So energy is our biggest expenditure. So anything that we can do to make energy usage more efficient, it's quite dramatic, and we are doing a lot of efforts in reducing our energy bills, using AI and machine learning and big data mining. It's something that we put a lot of emphasis now on. In general, Mekorot has been going through a digital transformation or technological revolution with the deployment of smart sensors, AMI, AMR. Now we have a lot of data coming through, and we need to make something out of this data. So if we have 30 million bits of data per day, if we take the artificial intelligence, the algorithm, the smart data mining people, and make use of this data, we can get into very interesting insights. And energy reduction is one of them for sure.
Right, wow, that's very important. Maya, how do you see things progressing in the future?
The word that has been repeated here is data, and I think a lot of data is being produced, and not many companies know what to do with it. There is one thing, which is the security and the cyber issue, but from the other hand, it's a wonderful opportunity for infrastructure development. You can you can think about data as service. You can think about the beautiful products that you can make out of it, how you can give a better experience to consumers, to people in the city, how you can develop new products. And I think data is a connection between electricity, between water system, and it's a great opportunity for Israel to promote and support development and research in these aspects.
Yeah, Ron, it used to be agriculture and irrigation, back in the 50s and 60s. It came out of Israel. Now it's a new promise. How do you bring the new promise to the world?
So the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs has over 100 missions around the world. And one of the main missions is to promote Israeli technology, to expose it to the different countries, and to create collaborations between Israeli companies and companies abroad.
Let's hope for that. Thank you very much. So much for infrastructure and innovation. We are here at Innotech. See you shortly in the next segment.